A Study in Scarlet. Part 2, Chapter 7. The novel concludes with a short chapter tying up loose ends. Watson informs us that there was no need to provide testimony at Jefferson Hope's trial, as the suspect had died suddenly in his cell the night after his arrest. The aortic aneurysm that had been causing him pain throughout his later years had finally ruptured. Watson notes that Hope died with a placid smile, suggesting he felt at peace having avenged Lucy and her father. Holmes remarks that Gregson and Lestrade will be disappointed by Hope's death, as it robs them of the publicity they hope to gain from the case. Watson argues the detectives had little to do with the actual capture, but Holmes responds cynically that perception trumps reality. What matters, he says, is what one can make people believe. Despite this, Holmes is thrilled by the case's resolution and considers it one of the most fascinating he's encountered, even if it was fundamentally simple. He claims that without any assistance, he was able to identify the culprit within 3 days using basic deduction. Holmes then launches into a detailed explanation of his reasoning process. Starting from the beginning, Holmes noted the cab tracks at the crime scene and deduced the killer must have arrived with the victim in a growler, a type of horse-drawn cab. The footprints in the clay soil revealed there were 2 men, one tall and the other fashionably dressed. Inside, Holmes surmised the tall man must be the killer since Drebber was in common dress. The sour smell on Drebber's lips suggested poison, and his agitated expression showed he feared for his life before death, not typical of a natural demise. With no signs of robbery, Holmes concluded this was a personal crime of passion, likely over a woman. The Ring confirmed this theory. Holmes critiques Gregson for not pressing Cleveland police for details on Drebber's past in his telegram. Upon examining the room, the blood spatter indicated a full-blooded man, matching the physical description Holmes had already constructed. Holmes then took the initiative to contact Cleveland police himself and learned of Jefferson Hope, Drebber's rival for Lucy's affections, now traveling in Europe. He deduced that Hope had become a London cabbie as the perfect cover to stalk his prey unnoticed. Therefore, Holmes deployed his street Arab youths to canvass cab companies until they located the suspect. The murder of Stangerson had been unexpected but unavoidable. It did provide Holmes the crucial evidence of the pills to confirm his theory. Watson remarks that Holmes' gifts should be publicly recognized and offers to publish an account of the adventure. He shows Holmes the day's newspaper, which contains an article about the case. Far from acknowledging Holmes, however, it credits Lestrade and Gregson with the smart capture, and condescendingly refers to Holmes as an amateur who may develop some skill under the tutelage of the professionals. A bitter Holmes shrugs this off as the result of all our study in Scarlet. Watson has the last word, however, vowing that the public will learn the truth when he publishes his own journal, chronicling the real story behind this remarkable case. The novel ends on a humorously esoteric note, with Watson comparing Holmes to a miserly Roman who counts his coins at home, indifferent to the taunts of the masses, content with his private wealth. This chapter serves as a typical detective story denouement, in which the mystery's solution is explained in detail, while situating the preceding events in a larger social context. Holmes emerges as the unsung hero, his astonishing mental feats unappreciated by the public and actively downplayed by professional jealousy. Yet Holmes retains the eccentric bohemian spirit of the true artist, satisfied by his own genius, regardless of fame or fortune. Watson assumes his role as the chronicle of his friend's adventures, promising he will be Holmes's evangelist to the world. The sly, ironic tone of the conclusion foreshadows the dynamic that will come to define the duo's subsequent outings, with Holmes's dazzling brilliance witnessed by the admiring Watson, but frequently taken for granted by the official powers that be. The ending both wraps up the current case on a thought-provoking note while leaving the door open for many more adventures to come.